Why'd you make these?
Ah, good batch, eh?
Why'd you make it like this?
Hey-o!
Oh!
Hey everyone, this is Kozmic Kitsuneame and
It's Mike from the Conspicuously Incredible Studio. I see you all again. How's it going?
going pretty good on my end. Today, I wanted to talk about something, in regards to family and the way things used to be and the way things are now. So in a way, what once was, or were. Don't really even have a real title for it, but I'm sure I'll sort that out.
Well,
I
I
remember.
think the last time we talked, I suggested that's the way we were. I think it was from a song from years ago. Yeah, I think it was from a song years ago.
Kudos to anyone who knows what it is. I've been thinking about that, but yeah, I mean, it definitely got me thinking about a lot of things. Feels kind of like yesterday. I mean, when I think about teens, 20s, it feels like it was yesterday. And so, getting older is kind of, I wouldn't say it sucks. I mean, it's definitely like a weird, kind of like flash. It's like a flash step almost, because I'm seeing things that I didn't grow up with. And just the whole environment has changed. And, you see people running around doing stuff that we would never do. And now it's just kind of...
Oh yeah, and
I don't know.
not only that we would never do, but first of all, not only that we'd never do it because a lot of this wouldn't even have occurred to us. And even if it did occur to us, the next thought in our head was, yeah, and especially somebody like Dad or Grandpa to be whipping his belt off and beating your ass. Like we just knew there was certain things you didn't fucking do.
無残に殺されたのだ。この気持ちがわかるか。もちろん大変辛く悲しい思いをされたと。
お前こそ人の命を語る資格などない。
なんだと。
兵士たちは殺されたのではない。お前が殺したのだ。お前の無策さこそがこのような死体の山を築いているのだ。
貴様、今の発言を取り消せ。よくも貴様。痛い。許さぬ。
リザリー様落ち着いて。
貴様など勇者ではない。いらっしゃってるのよ。アイデアのない泣いてない。なんだか大変だよ。犬みたいにうなってるよ。めっちゃうなってる。本当に犬みたい。どう
And that condition just kind of stayed with us. One of the things I thought was really messed up is how I know that people change, environments change, and things have to be conducive to what you're doing and whatnot, but I guess the thing that kind of shocks me nowadays is the anti-family approach, where even if someone isn't pro-family, that's fine. They don't have to be. If someone's just like a single entity just doing their own thing, I have a lot of respect for that. But it's just this downright hatred that I've noticed. I mean, I remember growing up and having people shame me for being close to my own parents. And that was weird to me. That was literally one of the weirdest insults I'd ever received in my life. I bet you're close to your parents. Yes, and I would hope you are too. To yours, I mean, like...
That term mama's boy kind of comes into play. And the thing is, you know how people are with defining terms and everything's so nebulous nowadays that, helping your mama up out of a ditch after she rolled her car in the fucking, that's considered, oh, you a mama's boy. Well, there's just certain things you fucking do. Like, I may have been a little bit too close for some people to my own mother, but I mean, there was still a limit. Like, there was still a. Like, I know I kind of was a little bit more on that side of being a mama's boy, but if you even give any kind of deference to your parents anymore, I mean, people want to act stupid about it. It's not even like it is the anti-family thing. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's anti like traditional nuclear family because I mean, you ask people what a family is nowadays, and they'll be glad to throw that word family around, but it could mean anything. Two mommies, two daddies, fucking a horse, a chicken, a cow, two pigs, and a partridge in a pear tree, like. It's antenatal. It's anti-kids is what it is. You notice a lot of these people treat their animals better than they do children.
Yeah, it's really sad. I saw those child leashes and stuff before that. It's really messed up, man. It's just smoking in one end, got the kid on the leash in the other. I remember seeing that a long time ago when I went to the park. It's pretty bad, and
that was an innovation like in the 80s and 90s, though, when you saw kids on leashes.
Yeah. That was my first, time really seeing that. It was kind of, I mean, granted, those are mostly, the uninvolved parents and stuff. And we had our leash, too. I mean, those watching you, call getting popped in the head, and we did something we were supposed to do. We didn't need the leash. We knew the ass whooping would be.
We got bent over our ass with
Yeah, that was the leash. That's the world's longest leash right there. The impending ass whooping. A telegram. Well, it says here that's your ass.
Yep. Well, I mean, had my ass whooped with my share of slippers and house coat belts, and hell, my family even my grandparents actually was my own damn belt when I was real little. I mean, when you like 3, 4, 5 or whatever, and they try to dress you up in nice stuff, looking like a little cowboy, years ago. This thick ass fucking leather belt. I mean, it was a nice leather belt. Of course, it was so small. I mean, it only fit a kid no bigger than this. So no bigger around than nothing. And when I grew up and everything and grew out of it, they never really gave it to nobody. I think it kind of just got folded over and laid there for a while. And it basically stayed in that position for so long. And it just, it had a whole nice thing, where it had a belt buckle and everything you could put on it too. Like I said, when I had that and the outfit they put me on when I had it, I looked like a little cowboy. Had like scenes of mountains and shit carved in it. But after a certain point in time, it became the family ass buster. And by that, I mean my name, my sister's name, all my cousins' names, hell, even farther down the line when my grandpa's brother married this woman and they had a kid or two. And like her sister was also part of the family too there for a while. All their names got wrote in this fucking belt too, on the inside of this belt. And we all got our ass beat with that belt. I mean, my mom even bragged like it was just the right width. Especially for like a woman's hand, it was such the right width that it fit in her hand perfectly. She bragged about it being just the perfect width for her to get a good hold of it and flail an ass.
That's kind of the kind of thing. I mean, I think part of like the ass whoopings and for those watching us, we aren't like condoning the saying go out there and just kick a kid's ass, but we're just saying back then there were consequences towards being stupid. Being stupid had a very heavy cost.
Yes. And to be honest, like I wish my mom was a little bit better on this than my grandparents. Like my mom, I always I've been telling you sometimes in our conversations, not on these things, is that my mom kind of broke a cycle, as where, yeah, she still kind of lit your ass up when you needed to. But she was a little bit more, she was than most. She was a little bit more careful about trying to sit you down and talk to you and ask you, okay, you done fucked up. What did you do? Do you know what you did? Do you know why you shouldn't have done it? Do you know what could have happened? Okay, now that you know, here's your punishment. So you know why you're getting your ass whipped. Don't do it again. At least my mom tried in that regard. My grandma would grab you up and whoop you with anything that was near. I mean, either that belt, fucking her own hand, my grandpa's hat, slipper, a soup spoon, a ladle, the fucking poker from the fireplace. I mean, whatever she had in her hand to fucking beat your ass with, whatever was in arm's length. And if you don't run, don't run. Because you got to go to sleep sometime. Either that or you're going to be in the bathtub and get your ass yanked up and your wet ass beat. And my grandma was also ruthless about it too, because she'd grab you up under your bicep, up under your and dig them fingernails in. So you could not move. If you tried to run any one direction, them nails would go further and further in your damn skin. Like, she was ruthless.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I mean, I remember as well, like, when we were growing up, you couldn't, I ain't condoning it. Like, I'm just saying in general to people watching this, if you were born anywhere between 70 at the earliest to 90 at the latest, depending on where and how you grew up, being stupid had a very heavy cost to it. Like, sometimes you did not walk away from that. You should be happy you did. Still intact. Depending on, cause we all did stupid things growing up. Thankfully, we didn't have certain recording devices back then, unless a lot of people be getting in trouble to this day.
Yeah, a few things that I've done, and me and my cousins have done that. Yeah, we'd be in a hell of a way if that were ever on videotape. Don't get me wrong, we learned our lessons from it. We saw, like, luckily nothing real fucked up ever came of it, but let's just say that the culmination of what had happened after the actions that we took, when we all looked around at each other and realized that it could have went, I mean, luckily it didn't go bad, but looking at it, like, this could have went bad. This could have went really, really bad. Like, yeah, we ain't ever doing that again. Like, we just by looking at the situation, like, we should not have done that. And we lucked out that nothing bad happened, because if something bad had happened, it would have been fucking bad. So, we didn't tempt fate. We didn't tempt fate. That's the thing. Once we did something stupid, oh shit, we didn't like, oh well, maybe it won't work out this time again. Like, oh no,
we learn from that for the most part. We learn from these things. That's part of the learning process. I mean, I don't have a problem with a cocky bastard as long as they more or less on point. I mean, thankfully I was a more or less well-behaved kid, but when I knew something, I just knew it. Well, we both were. I mean, like, my biggest problem.
I had my moments, but for the most part, yeah, I was a decent kid.
For me, like, when I knew something, I just knew it. I knew who I was, knew what I was about, like, at an early age, and sometimes I rubbed people the wrong way. I have a clip I'm showing right now with it, but yeah, with that being shown, that's kind of the way I was with it for the most part. I would hope so, because I don't want to have to come behind somebody and do something. I was a hard-working, lazy person. And I'm pretty sure it was the same with you. Like, I wanted to do things so that I wouldn't have to keep doing it. So I wouldn't have to come back, if anything. And I guess people took it the wrong way. And so my thing about it is, and this is rare for a lot of people to say this, I don't really regret hardly anything I've ever said in my life. I regret maybe how I said it, but I don't regret saying it. Because there's a difference between joking about something and actual intent. And people no longer
Yeah.
have any real discernment no more. And I noticed that I don't hang out around a lot of people because that discernment is gone. Can't You can't talk about anything serious. You can't joke about anything. And this is how you know a breakdown of community has actually happened. There's no sense of community. I know communities change, evolve, and you know I was in a relatively diverse place and whatnot. I mean, this is a natural thing. But when there's people holding up the line and trying to do all this, wushu crap, you know, things just get out of whack. I mean, I'll give an example of this. Going back to the mama's boy thing. I never looked at that as an insult. Yeah, I've always been close, just as close to both of my parents. I wouldn't say more so one really than the other. I mean, just maybe a little closer than my mom, but not by a large margin. Anything about relatively even. And so I tell anybody watching this, you got a friend, or you with someone, they want to shame you for caring about your family, ditch them. You'll save yourself years of time because sometimes they don't understand and they ain't never gonna understand. I mean, until people like that don't understand until they reach 30, 40. Family, well, good family anyway, is hard to come by.
And then by that time, it's kind of too late because people get older, people age. Sometimes people get sick. And next thing you know, when them relatives pass on, and then you kind of wish you'd have spent that time. You kind of wish you'd have been there for them.
And you can't go back, and people. I've seen a lot of smart asses in my 20s, and by the time they hit 30, 40, they're crying because
Yeah. Yep.
all that smart ass crap they were on when somebody was willing to help them. They had an entitled attitude, and all that smart ass stuff finally caught up to them.
Yep.
And so that's why if I had stayed hanging out with them, I'd have ended up firmly where they would have ended up. And when I tell people about this, I mean, sometimes they go on an empty tangent about, oh, well, kids this, kids that. I think you said it best. There's a lot of people that want to have kids, but they don't want to raise kids. So for whatever weird reason, it's like this. If you don't want them, don't have them. Like they're a problem solved. But don't sit there and try to railroad somebody in the ground, which brings me to the myth of the overpopulation thing. People need to stop with that. There are plenty of places people can go. The problem is everybody want to be in one place. Everybody want to be where everything is just happening. But this whole thing where everybody's just shoulder to shoulder, that's not really a thing. I mean, you drive trucks. I mean, for people that won't take it from me, ask Mike. Have there not been times where you be driving for hours, maybe even like days, and you don't see so much as a freaking house or a soul or even
It's
an animal?
hours. I mean, not days, but hours. I mean, depending on where you go, especially out west, there's plenty of wide open space out west. And,
I guess I'm thinking
I mean,
Virginia maybe, but hell.
it depends, because I mean, they do situate the highways and shit out away, and they situate everything else away from the highways. So all the traffic and this and that's kind of meant to be out away from the populated areas. But still, I mean, there's places in northern Texas that aren't necessarily on the highway. Maybe it's like state routes or something, or U.S. routes or county roads. There's places, Nebraska, not necessarily the interstate, but like state or U.S. roads or whatever. Fucking, I mean, it's farmland. It's farmland. It's shit all out there, but there's like nothing there. You go a mile or two, and maybe there's a light way out in the distance off beside of a barn somewhere, and it's just fields and fields. And I mean,
I always sleep during I'd always sleep during those road trips. So like when I was a kid, it seemed like days to me. Like go to sleep, like you wake up, nothing. Go to
Yeah.
sleep, wake up, nothing again. Just like damn, just, when we gonna see a house or at least a cow or something? Hell, but
Well, one of my things was used to live in Northeast Ohio for a while. We'd always go down. We'd have to take 76 west to get to 77 south, and then go 77 south to Southwest Virginia. And for some reason, when I was real little, and I still, when I go by that area, still got to kind of, slow down a bit, kind of look too. But going through Charleston, West Virginia, there was always something about kind of coming down through that valley, and on either side of the road, especially the one side of the road, it's like the interstate is kind of built up a little bit higher than the rest of the shit. Like most of the rest of the town's kind of in a valley somewhat. It's not ridiculously far down below the roadway, but it's still a good distance, and it kind of spreads out a bit. And there's just something about the street lights, the industrial kind of feel. I mean, the way technology is anymore, so a lot of the lights have changed. You don't quite get the as much of the amber color, oranges color, like sodium based lights, like anymore. But I said that was a thing to see when I was 6, 7 years old, looking down from the interstate and seeing, what really honestly wasn't even a very big fucking town or a populated or all that exciting now to think about it. Like, but it's still like middle of the night, the street lights and the different shit down there. Just kind of, I don't know, for some reason I've always had this kind of, I don't know, this love, this kind of draw to like industrial, like seeing like out west and everything. There's especially Wyoming. You get through to hell's it's like one of the where refineries are. You can see that way off in the distance. I mean, it's one of those things. If you understand, like how the whole Final Fantasy VII, how Midgar was really kind of dark, industrial kind of thing. There was a certain like charm that had that for some reason I've always liked as a kid and still like now. That's the best way I could describe it. Is when I first played Final Fantasy VII, I had those feelings invoked from looking down at Charleston 10 years, 12 years previous. For some reason, it was just that industrial kind of feel. And
from the whole
so, I mean, yeah,
of it,
but
like,
the driving around thing, like I said, I know when we were kids, it's like, hurry up, we got to hurry up and get there. We hurry up and get there. The thing is, they knew at a certain point in time, because they'd done been there by a couple times, they would wake me up to actually look at Charleston. Oh, okay. Well, I know we're about halfway there then. Thank you for waking me up so I can see this. I'm going to go back to sleep now. I don't know. I've always just liked the traveling, though. Especially getting my license and then being able to drive. I couldn't wait to drive it. Maybe I'm just weird.
I don't think so. I mean, hell, because when I saw the city, when I saw the city in Final Fantasy VII, and I fought, like the two guards and everything, that train scene, like from an aesthetic view,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind living there. Either that place or like Wutai is my favorite place in that entire game, but Midgar wasn't exactly aesthetically a bad place to live. It was just run by very bad people. And
Yeah.
like cartoonishly evil people, and the population thing people complain about is really just a resource management thing, and a lot of people do not know what it really takes. A lot of people don't know the what it takes to manage resources and how time consuming that could really be. It's not the super like up there thing in terms of delegating, but it is a process that needs to be maintained. There's such a thing as having too many people. such a thing as having too few people. You don't want to dip off in either one of those categories. Both lead to very crappy things happening. You're not going to have specialists in much of anything if there's too little people. And if there's, air quote, too many, you're not going to have the resources to sustain what you have. But our case is just people taking way more than what they need. Not following with any kind of courtesy. Which brings me to this. I remember, you know, when there was a type of, you know, self-respect in there. Because if a person genuinely respects themselves, they'll be capable of respecting others. But now I don't really see a lot of that. What I see a lot is just hedonism. And it's gotten so bad that I often won't even joke around certain people anymore. Because of how they react to it. And it's pretty messed up, but people just overindulge. And, you know, the self-respect, to give an example of this, would definitely fall in line of the clothing. Because for me, I wore a lot of dress clothes when I was walking around and just, you know, doing what I had to do and growing up. And it wasn't until later, until I started to really think about how I wanted to dress, and I just picked out what I thought was good and reasonable, within reason, of course. And it wasn't trying to, you know, step out of my mold here. But it's like this race to the bottom with a lot of people. I mean, I've seen people like, for example, they'll promote enlightenment and hedonism at the same time. It's the weirdest thing. It's like speaking out of your mouth and your ass at the same damn time. It's quite the magic performance. I mean, hell, if I do say so myself, never knew a creature could do that. But
So send in 5 proofs of purchase of Kellogg's Corn Pops and you say, you know, $5.99 shipping and get your enlightenment today.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I mean, it starts, you know, all forms of learning start in the home. I mean, a school can't teach that, you know, even a community to a degree can't teach that. And as the old saying goes, you know, child does not feel love from the village, they'll burn it down just to feel its warmth. There's a lot of really cool African proverbs, I mean, that I recently came upon, you know, over the years, and a bunch of other stuff, just proverbs in general. Just Celtic, there's a lot of stuff I just look up. I like to just learn as many new things as I can. But it's like this anti-learning thing as well. If a person's too super hedonistic, typically isn't going to learn anything or hardly anything, because they're too focused on their obsession to be about anything other than that. And that's why I think where the self-respect definitely falls at the wayside. What are your thoughts on this, I guess?
Oh, we definitely don't have any self-respect anymore. I mean, a lot of this hedonism is repackaged in such a way where it's branded as self-care now, if you've noticed. You know, oh yeah, sure, you know, do all the drugs, date all the people, have all the sex, eat all the food. You gotta take care of yourself, and you gotta, you know, you live your best life and do, yeah. Well, there's still some things that are objectively, you know, not productive. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that don't indulge in things once in a while, but when it's so much so to the point that not only do you deem this stuff self-care, but any pushback or any kind of suggestion otherwise is now a slight or an act of oppression or whatever. I mean, people are going to immediately just dig their heels in and go, well, no, I ain't changing. I ain't doing nothing. You don't respect me. You're trying to oppress me. You're trying to this and that. You know, you don't respect me. And it's like, hell, you don't even know what respect is. How in the hell can you say I'm not this or that when you don't even know what it is? Like,
That's the thing. I mean,
because I made the joke about, you know, sending in 5 proofs of purchase. So we were talking earlier about, it seemed like to me, people treat this enlightenment shit like the prize at the bottom of a fucking cereal box. It just,
No.
it's one of
You know,
those
it's like
things
really.
that you. I think we were talking
Go
about
ahead.
that. Were we talking about that in the last video, or were we talking about that
Yeah, we were.
offline? I think we in the
We
last
talked
video. Yeah,
about the
yeah.
last
So I don't
video
want to. I
and
don't want to.
offline. This is.
I don't want to drone on. Yeah, I don't want to drone on too much about it because I did touch on it there. But suffice it to say that enlightenment is not a destination. Enlightenment is the journey. You never achieve full, total, absolute enlightenment. That's impossible. Because the enlightenment itself is knowing that there's more to learn. There's always places to go and things to do, and there's always more out there, and not in a hedonistic or just greedy, gotta have it all kind of way. I mean, in the self reflection, the self work, the real self work, not the self eat 6 cheeseburgers, it'll make you feel better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always room for improvement. And so enlightenment is not a destination. Enlightenment, it is the journey.
It's being aware. Like, I think a lot of it has to do with awareness as well. There's so many people that walk around trying to promote awareness, but they don't want to actually be aware. They don't want to actually do anything about it. That's like me walking out my house and going, hey, there's a house on fire. Aren't you going to do anything? I did do something. I pointed at it. It's on fire. I mean, it's next to my house, but I don't think anything's going to happen to me. Because I pointed it out. The hell? I mean, like, it's that kind of thing, it operates from this weird mechanism of I said something about it, therefore magic wand. I call it like magic wand mentality. Because it's like, what the hell? You said something about it. Does it change the fact that this is what's happening?
Yeah, you notice they're pushing awareness. That's what I write. Pushing awareness. Like, okay, yeah, well, we can point at that thing all day long. What are we gonna do about it? I mean, it's what gets me about the how long has this thing been a thing about the breast cancer, the breast cancer awareness? I know it's been a thing for. I mean, well, I know breast cancer's been around, but I mean, like the pink ribbon shit. Probably what, the better part of 2 decades now, 3, almost 3. Oh well, it's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I think we're all pretty much aware that breast cancer exists. Can we start actually like working on a cure now? Can we actually start getting down to the root cause of why? Can we actually start getting attention on other forms of cancer, like other just as deadly and fucking
Yeah, you'll never see
Everybody's
like.
gonna prance around in their pink ribbons in October, not realizing that organization that pushes all that. Lucky if 10% of that goes to the actual cause.
These donational things, I mean, people gotta be real careful with that. I mean, not every place is what they say they're about, and so if you're not seeing the results of that, then and it kind of reminds me. I think of a better example I can think of is those videos you'll sometimes occasionally see online where someone is filming themselves. This is me going to get a hot pocket and a burrito. This is me giving it to some less fortunate person. This is me smiling on camera as I do it. The hell? I mean, like, just I have done a lot for people throughout my life. Actually, too much, in my opinion. But you never see me out there with a damn, selfie stick or a damn GoPro or something going, hey, everybody look at me. Hey, look at me, Krusty the Clown, what's going on, just...
Oh, and that's the mildest. That's the mildest of some of this shit. Have you seen some of these fucking people, like their grandparents or something, be in the hospital on their deathbed, and they be taking selfies and shit with their, their relative damn near taking their last fucking breath or two? Oh, I'm so sad my grandma's dying. Like, wow.
That's another thing that irritates me. I mean, like, I get so angry when people give me speeches on loyalty. when they have no concept of respect. I've had family do this to me, and on a few occasions, it's really irritated me. Like, oh, you should have been there. Why? I've been there damn near 10 days in a row. You show up for 5 seconds, and all of a sudden you act like you've been here for 5 years. The hell?
Mm-hmm.
And I got mad about that,
Yep.
and that's why I often just keep to myself, because a lot of people think they're being respectful when they're not. They show themselves. And a little thing I used to do when I was younger, I learned this. Sometimes I walk in a room and make a joke, and depending on the facial reactions, how people act, I now know who more likely to do what. Because the fact that someone can know me for years and think I go over there and punt a cat like a football, I mean, despite joking about it, and they get real upset about it. Okay, are you thinking, would you do something like that, Frank? Oh, no, never. Then why are you so mad at me about it? Kind of weird, don't you think? Bit of projection in there, just a tad bit, you know? You got real angry about it. But I've seen people do this. They'll harbor some form of jealousy or dislike towards you for what you have, what you don't have. And they so want to be over somebody to the point where they look for any golden moment to go after you, even if it has nothing to do with you, them, or anything like that. And this has become a very common behavior. I mean, even with people our age, I've seen it, man. I've seen people go all the way up to like 50, 60 plus acting this way, and I don't know why, but it's completely unnecessary. Breeds enemies, and it brings me to this point of respect that I'm gonna just flat out say it. I understand that when it comes to non-Western places, you know, I understand the concept of saving face. I get that. But other people are not everyone's going to be readily on that. And so it comes off as not taking accountability when you should, depending on the context of the situation. And a lot of you can't smile your way through everything. And depending on where you live, I've had to grow up around people like this. They were nice, but they were not kind. They smile in your face, and they mean you ill intent. And then these same people get a massive culture shock / wake up call when they go to other places and find out that, oh, I was smiling at everyone, and I was being passive aggressive, and they didn't like that for some reason.
I wonder
because
why.
it was fake. They thought I was fake. I wonder why. You know, it's this whole thing where and that's where the entitlement comes from. It's like you have people out there who think other people to kiss their ass. Well, he didn't debate me over it, and he doesn't have to, because like him, I don't care. That's the thing. People think that proving another person wrong is going to make them change the ills. I've learned the error of my ways. I was wrong. It's gonna change everything. This changes everything. You know, it takes this many licks to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. Damn. Foiled again.
Yep. No, most of the time when you start putting that mirror up to people and you get real close to showing them their true reflection, they immediately fucking stop and double down.
Yep.
Because they can't accept it. They don't like what they see. So you thinking you go pull in this gotcha moment and, oh yeah, I changed your mind and I'm just going to want to talk reasoning. No, because when people run on emotions like that, they don't give a damn what's real, what's true, what's not. It's how they feel about themselves and how they feel about the situation. And it's anything to protect that. It's that old saying that, you know, people aren't going to change unless they want to. The act of not changing is going to have to be more uncomfortable, the act of not changing is going to have to be more uncomfortable than actually making the change. Until it's more comfortable or easier or better to make the change than it is to be uncomfortable and not making the change, people aren't going to change.
That's the thing. And then there's the false changing too. I've had people get mad at me because I would not affirm their reality. I'm not even disrespectful about it either. They'll come up and go, well, I'm You know, they hate labels, but they label themselves like, well, I'm this, and that. And I bet that bothers you. No, not really. Why not? Because it may shock you to know. But, it's not my life. I mean, I might want to go out and be a duck. I don't... be the best duck you can be.
It's like, I don't care. I mean, see how much I don't care? I mean, watch me not caring. See how hard it is I'm not caring. I don't care. Oh, but you must care. No, I don't. Like, I really don't. Let me not care even harder.
I want to be like, Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Dude got a trophy for doing nothing longer than anybody else in Bikini Bottom. Got a damn trophy for that. That's how much I'm not caring about that. I just think it's funny how people need to affirm their reality to everybody else. I don't get caught up with with true, false. That's what the way they want to live. So screw it.
Well, see, in this
beliefs.
And this goes back to, maybe I can wind it back a little bit back into the subject now, because this is actually a good way to kind of wind it back in. There were certain expectations and a certain kind of unspoken, this is the way you acted, and this is the way you treated people, and this is the way you conducted your life, that you kind of had to adhere to, because if not, like, there were genuine consequences for that shit. Either nobody was really going to help you ass when you were fucking up, or you were going to go down a certain road, a certain path, a certain decision, life choice, I don't know, be standing around the wrong people and do something goofy, and somebody was snatching a knot in your ass.
Oh, they would check that shit. I mean, one of the things I noticed is how there was an immediate breakdown, or maybe even a gradual one. I had a friend that did something like this, and he spent his whole life doing this. When we were kids, we didn't think about it. When that 3-0 started coming around the corner, he caught hell because he finally picked the wrong one to play it with. Yeah, essentially, he spent a lifetime calling other people annoying. It was just crazy. It was a host of things, owing people money, mumbling under his breath, calling other people annoying, acting stupid in people's houses. Every annoying thing a person could do. One time, the asshole went over to a group of people who did not like us, talking crap about us, thinking we can get him in their good graces. They ended up kicking his ass, from what I heard. So, it's just, that's why I don't really like saving face doesn't really work in Western culture. A lot of that is due to language, how we communicate. I strongly advise Western people, please don't do this. It might work abroad if you actually master it, but here, not a good idea. It'll be perceived the wrong way, even if it's genuine almost all the time. Because there's just you can't move like that. There's just certain moves you don't make. And you get around the wrong people, you make that kind of move, that's your ass. I mean, just kind of how it is. People check that. And eventually that dude had to be, checked and everything for that. You didn't do stuff like that. Especially for guys. I mean, people complain about, the locker room talk. I could care less about that. Anybody can listen in on something and take something out of context. I mean, when someone isn't trying to understand something, they won't. And on the off chance that maybe, somebody should pull back, let them sort that out. If something is truly offensive, somebody's going to get checked or someone's going to get their ass kicked. That's usually how it went back in the day. We knew it was an unspoken set of rules that we knew. Okay, we can joke about this, but don't be disrespectful about it. Be nice, but don't kiss ass. What was it, Gran Torino or something like that? Something like that.
Oh, the Eastwood movie?
Barbershop scene. Yeah, the barbershop scene.
Yeah. Where he was teaching a kid how to shit talk.
Well, Lord First, it appears that we've been recalled to the world of the living.
Who the hell are you?
What? Oh. The fourth Hokage, sir.
Oh ho! The fourth Hokage, huh? Nice, nice.
Yeah, that is how we as men communicate with one another. Any other way is awkward to me. I don't want to hang around people I can't joke around with. It's worthless.
Yeah.
Conversation's worthless. I mean, things
Well,
shouldn't be serious all the time, but it shouldn't be like, hey, let's go out and do a bunch of dumb shit.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean that just goes back to the whole, it's one of those unspoken kind of underlying things. Like, let me put it to you this way: like, if a bunch of these guys were sitting around in a situation like this, and I don't know, either it was war, or I don't know, somebody come busting in, shooting, or come busting in, swinging a knife, or something like that. Like, in a situation like that, you would want to know that the guys around you would have your back and would help you out and not crumble under that kind of pressure. Because if you can't call each other assholes and sumbitches and this and that and whatever without somebody getting all pissy and fucking butthurt about it, they're not going to be able to even fucking hold their own or be relied upon when some real shit happens. So, I mean, if you can fucking take a joke, at least you can be somewhat reliable in battle. But I mean, if you can't even take a joke, like, they ain't no helping you.
well, that's the thing. I mean, there have been times I told joking people they go straight for the personals. That ever happened to you? You make a very light-hearted joke and someone tries to come at you with some really under the belt type of shit. You're just like, well,
Oh,
damn.
yeah.
What the hell happened to
Unnecessary.
you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't joke with people like
Yeah.
that because when push comes to shoving, something serious, they're unreliable. They show their unreliableness right there, and I've gotten good at reading people. That right there is a survival technique for guys like me and you, like, and anyone else. Like, we grow up learning this. I wouldn't even really call it reading. It's just reading the environment, It's just being able to read the room. Being able to read the room, read the environment. There have been times I left places, I'm like, it was nice being here, but I think I'm gonna get up and go. I don't have the energy to raise my voice to such things anymore, because what would be the point? I mean, people, to me, I guess it's just a blatant disrespect that I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to. And I'll give you an example of this. I came out of an Albertsons. I said this in my gym video a long time ago. I just told someone, oh, it's a nice car. I mean, it looks like mine a little bit. Just a general compliment. And it's always an a-hole in a beanie. I don't know. I think that's bad luck for me. If you're wearing a beanie, don't take this the wrong way, folks. You wear a beanie, please don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I mean, you might be a nice person, but the beanie says otherwise, because it's just, the guy goes, you can get shot, stab, take your pick. And in my mind, I laughed that stuff off. I'm like, well, I was gonna be physical for a moment. Whew. Thank God, just the hell is wrong with these people? Like, but I think about this as just the fact that they had the bravery to be so open with that proves my point. People have gotten very cowardly over the years, and they feel very brave doing this. And if anything, I just looked down and walked away. I was like, well, I told them keep that energy. Okay, well, it was a compliment, but if that's how you feel. Sorry you feel that way, but, keep that same energy when you meet a real one. That's all I can say, We had a saying for that when I was growing up. It's called popcorn funeral. And I'm not going to tell anyone what that means. Just think about it. Popcorn funeral. But that's sure as hell. I'm not going to waste my time feeling bad about that. People... I'm just saying, don't throw what you can't catch. That's all I'm saying. And we learned this via the hands. Now, I'd caution anyone not to do that anymore, because now if you beat somebody in a fight, they'll come back with a whole army, or something a lot more dangerous. So, that's the crazy ass shit about it. Can't talk to people no more, can't joke with people, and then the craziest thing about all of this is, like, there are those out there that have the audacity to go, I just don't understand, why is everyone so apathetic and antisocial? Man, you've known me for years. I'm not antisocial, nor am I really that apathetic. I'm actually quite expressive with how I feel to people watching this. It's just some of us can't be bothered with it. I like talking to people, but not at the
Some people
point
make
of putting
some
myself
people
in
make it a
danger.
lot more difficult than what it needs to be, and it's a lesson in frustration to deal with people like that. It's better off to just okay, well, fine, find out your own way. If they don't want to even fucking bother to listen or be open to any kind of conversation or I don't know, questioning of their own. I don't know. Just some people just don't want to be helped, don't want to be talked to, don't want to, It's not up to me to waste my energy and my time beating a dead horse.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. Yeah, I did token that term when I was about 18 years old. I mean, it was something used, when somebody was doing something real stupid that's gonna come back and bite them. I was like, yeah, well, if not, you have fun with that. Ain't gonna be my popcorn funeral. Shit.
All
Hell,
popcorn, yeah.
just like when you show up to the movies, just entertainment, just. And then that's the thing. I think due to certain levels of entertainment, people have gotten desensitized to death to the point where
Yeah.
they act like they don't fear it to any degree, or they act like they have unlimited lives or something. It's okay. I'll just get another man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, buddy. But good luck with that.
Well, it's the same thing with sex, and that people are conditioned that if they don't get it on the regular and this and that, they ain't worth shit to people. They really aren't informed of the physical consequences, let alone the emotional consequences of getting that close to a person. I mean, there's a lot going on when you get intimate with somebody. This ain't just some exchange like you shaking hands. I mean, there's a lot going on there, and people don't understand that. They just, they think it's just a, shake of the hand, informality. Then they wonder why these people later on with, double, triple digit body counts in their fucking 30s and 40s got real mental issues. I mean, on top of not really having a good foundation and home life to fucking begin with. You wonder why these people are, nuttier than a fucking crazier than a shithouse rat.
Yeah, because they never get that, one-on-one communication. And I remember seeing like crazier stuff like that in college. I mean, imagine a teacher that can't talk to you one-on-one. They need an audience present. Kind of reminds me of that movie, Old Dads, where he apologized and then the lady makes him apologize in front of everybody. For me, if I say to anyone watching this, if I ever say sorry to you about something, which is very rare by the way, I genuinely mean it. But if someone tries to make me do a public apology, I'm just letting everyone know right now, even if I never engage again, now I think worse about it. I may never verbalize in that way, but I now think worse about it because people failed to explain to me why I was wrong or offensive in the first place. If they can't do that,
That person had to make a public spectacle out of it for the fucking shame. It had to be a public spectacle of shame for that. That's what that was about.
well, yeah, that's that. They don't realize that breeds more enemies. Just like it breeds contentment. If anything, I respect a person that can genuinely come to the table and say, without being forced or shamed to, that was messed up. Sorry about that. And then we just move past it and we never mention it again. That's how you move from stuff. If it's forgivable, then forgive it. If it's not, then let the person know, I appreciate your apology, but I can't forgive that, and it's best we just go our separate ways in that kind of thing. You do it. You be civil about it. And that's the problem. People don't want to stand for anything. And it's not about machismo or, being a badass or anything. It's about having standards. I mean, one of the strongest guys I ever met was in a wheelchair. Yeah, he talked a lot of shit, but he was very reliable. Knew his shit. And no pun intended, but he stand up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that's just kind of the age that was in. And so I find myself, just relating a lot to these old movies. Because the men I was raised around growing up, I watched stuff, like Godfather, The Sopranos, stuff like that. I mean, I know it's a movie, of course, but that's the kind of vibe I got from the guys around me. Like, the cutty stuff that they would say was kind of the warning before you got the cuss out. If
Oh yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Hey, Paul, you flying kind of low under the radar there. Might want to, up your altitude a bit before you run into something. Run into what? Oh, my fist. I don't want that to happen. Just simple as that. They had a way about that. And so, for me, when I was a kid, I wanted to be friends with everybody, and we all had that kind of thing. But you really got to be selective with who you hang out with, folks. Even if you might like them, they might even be genuinely good people, but they're not good for you. And only you know that. Nobody can tell you that. So for all the false enlightenment videos and all the crap, at the end of the day, they have to make that decision, if anything. Because, like I said, growing up was different. I mean, we remember a lot of that. I mean, women would cook, like you were saying last week, women would cook and send the postcards and stuff, and the men would teach children and whatnot. I mean, we are of that age where we still remember that.
Kept a lot of the community together. They kept the communication, and I mean, dare I say, they were kind of not necessarily enforcers, but you know what I mean. Like they kind of they set and dictated kind of the expectation for everybody. They didn't necessarily enforce it. There was usually other men. Once it got so far out to the point that, like, strong suggestion couldn't wrangle it back in, like eventually somebody had to, grab your ass up somewhere and, like, look, you can't be doing that shit. That's your one warning, like, next time. But, I mean, for the most part, women set the social expectation of, supposed to do this, supposed to behave a certain way. We do things at a certain time. We treat people a certain way. We celebrate certain holidays and things this way or that way. This is our family group. I mean, because I've had people in my own family. I've had my grandma especially, quite a few people. If they had a feeling about somebody and they did not want them around, they did not come back. It didn't matter what my grandpa said or somebody else. Oh, no, he's not that bad of a person. My grandma said that motherfucker ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
And that's kind of the thing with my family too. I noticed that, like, when they would be polite, but if that person did one too many like disrespectful things, they'd be real polite. That was nice. We won't be doing it again.
Yeah. But see, this is the thing, back when, because women actually did shit that commanded the respect to be allowed to have that sort of deference in their favor, it worked out. Now that they don't want to do shit, they don't want to try to maintain a home or try to raise a family or try to do a lot of those things that they should have done and the power that they had before, they don't realize what they're giving up now. Like, so much so to the point, a lot of men don't care. I mean, you've already seen it with, the taxing subways and different shit like that. And, sitting on the side of the road, tire blown out, whatever. Like, nobody really cares anymore. They flew too close to the sun. As they say, they've girl bossed too close to the sun, and nobody cares anymore because they don't command that type of respect anymore. And if you don't command that type of respect by not demanding, commanding, by doing and by showing that you earn that right, you don't get that deference then. So they still
I'm
want
very
that
happy.
deference and that that privilege, that whatever, but they don't want to do anything to actually show that they can handle that. So
I'm very
yeah,
happy you said the word command, because a lot of people, it doesn't matter how tough they are, how tough they think they are. You don't go up into another man's castle doing stuff like that in anybody's home. I have never gone up into anybody's home and started some fight or anything like that, or
yeah,
disrespected them in a way of their family. I just inherently don't do it, even if they're deserving of it. I try to politely, like stress my discern, and I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way. You've chosen to be an ass, so I'm choosing to leave. That's about as bad as it really gets.
yeah,
And I had to correct someone many years ago because they were like, "Oh, you have the nerve to ask for respect." I started laughing. I'm like, I don't ask for respect in my own home. I command it. And that's the whole thing about it, is that's just the way it is, kind of thing. Maybe if I was a teenager, if I was Gen Z or very, very like young millennial or something, then I would have a different mindset on this. But that's not something I can see changing at any point in time. I can't even mask that, to be honest with you, and I won't. I mean, there's just like this thing where everyone expects you to change the core of who you are to suit their ever-changing needs, and I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Only a weak person would do that. A strong person would never do that. A weak person will always do that every time, and that's where the insecurity actually is. I expect a person to command respect in their own home, and if you can't respect their rules or how it is, you don't need to be up in there. Simple as that. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's almost like, you remember how when you watch those old Western movies, how the old West was like, oh, people were nicer then. Yeah, they had a reason to be.
because everybody
Because
was
if you
back.
weren't, there was a consequence for that. It's just, a lot of people think they can run unopposed. I mean, I used to hate that. I got on a friend of mine for that. He kept trying to cut the line. That's why I don't like lukewarm personalities. Because on one hand, it's like, hey, we're part of the group. They're only part of the group when they get into something. And then when they're not actively getting them, it's like, damn the group. And I kid you not, this bastard, one time we were walking home from school, these guys, like, flipped us off and cussed us out or something when they were driving by. And this asshole actually had the audacity to go, oh, they were talking about you guys. We all turned and just looked at him. And they were like, Kazi, don't say, no, I'm not gonna say nothing. I just stopped and looked at him. I'm like, well, if he saw what he saw, then I guess, when they come back to ass kicking start getting doled out, or ass kissing in your case, I guess we'll find out, I guess. They won't be hitting you. That's all I can say. If you get hit, just know that they won't be hitting you. I mean, it's delusional. There's a lot of people that delude themselves. I have friends try to play the status game with me, never realizing that I don't care. We're not the type of people that care about that. Me, I like art. I want to make art. Currently in the process of trying to make a masterpiece, hopefully. And that's what I focus on. And I can safely say that with all the things that I've gone through and learned, family-wise, having a family provides that structure. But things have changed. And my message to people is like, if you want them, cool. You don't, then you don't. Then just don't cry foul. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but just, I kind of wish a lot of people would just shut the hell up. Or I don't want to have them because this and my figure and everything. Okay, don't have them. Please don't have them. If they half annoying as you are, don't have them. Damn. Just stop telling me about it. Specifically, I mean, it's just one of them things. I mean, you want what you want, but my issue is when people get 30, 40 years old. Oh, I wish I had started a family.
Oh yeah,
You didn't want to do that. You decided you didn't want to do that. We don't have a time machine. We can't go back 20, 30 years or whatever ago, you made the choices that you made. So as much as people talk about enlightenment, actually live their lives. I see people with this, wall of text and wall of, those, poetic speeches and stuff on their like little sites and everything. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. All this fucking obnoxious shit. Just God, I question. I often wonder, do they even know what it means? Why they have it all up there plastered in the thing? Just do they even live it? Like, damn, the meaning do they even live in? So there's no foolproof way to live. I mean, I was watching this anime one time called Zom 100, and the main character had this book, 100 things or something I want to do before I become a zombie. And the girl character in the show also had a thing like 100 things to do in order to not turn into a zombie, and both of them are wrong for one particular reason. One, that guy a little too reckless. He should be, live, but not too recklessly. And the girl is wrong because you cannot make yourself 100% safe. It is not possible. I do not care how smart you are, how strong you are. You can either choose to be more free, or you can choose to be more safe. The more safe you make yourself, the less freedom you have. The more free you are, the less safety you will have. She had lived so safely in the zombie apocalypse that when it came to taking the last cupcake or donut, she didn't want to take it. Well, I don't really need it. I can't afford the calories. Despite the fact that she runs 2 hours a day. She would not even treat herself. When you shouldn't live hedonistically, but when you deprive yourself, that's on you. That's no one else's fault but yours. Same thing with the hedonism. That's no one else's fault but theirs. And people need to learn to take accountability for that. And so I've definitely seen the breakdown of any kind of family structure. Especially in terms of respect. Respect is... The older I get, respect is a big thing for me. I mean, it's probably... I mean, not big to the point where I'm willing to jump into a damn, let's save the Titanic. Screw that shit. It's just more along the lines of, if a person does not respect themselves, they will not respect others. It starts kind of within. And sometimes when I look at these old, PSA videos and stuff, I mean, some of it's silly. It really is, but it still rings true. I mean, you look at the gyms back then.
They're a product of their time. So there was some real cornball, goofy shit going on in the 40s, 50s, 60s for sure.
I'm not romanticizing the past or anything. I mean, I'm just saying we could have kept some of that stuff. Like the schools had better gyms, we had better food. For one, there was just a whole different mindset. I'm not saying a person has to live, breathe, and die for the community or anything, but just if you're gonna live somewhere, even if you don't want to deal with anyone, like just be a little courteous, even just 2%. Trust me, you'll thank yourself for it later. Even if no one ever thanks you for it. I mean, it's just really silly. I mean, I think about, for example, the clothing. That was another thing I want to talk about. The clothing people used to wear. I like the clothing between. I mean, I'd even go as far back as the early 1900s. I've always thought. I mean, I like 80s clothing. I know a lot of people think, bleh, but 80s clothing had a kind of style to it.
There was, it was some gaudy, god-awful shit in the 80s too.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give them points for being in. I think between 80s and 90s, that was like the most individualistic time, like in a good way though. To where like they weren't trying to shove it on anyone. It was like, hey, this is my thing, and I thought that was funny.
We had the punk shit come along in the 80s, and then by the 90s we had the goth shit, the kind of rocker brooding kind of goth Then it started trying to slide more in the early 2000s into the emo shit. But yeah, pretty much everything, a lot of that's died off now. I mean, you don't really have a lot of that anymore.
I did notice something kind of ironic. You remember how when we were growing up, everyone wanted to strive to be innovative, which meant being different? Now everybody wants to be the same, but yet still claim they're different. It's
Yeah.
kind of, that's a weird switch. It's kind of like, I'm kind of like the opposite. When I see everybody has something, it makes me not want to get it. I'm kind of like the opposite. Like everyone has red sneakers. I'm like, yeah.
I was still kind of that way with a lot of shit growing up. I mean, there was a lot of music I just didn't really listen to or like because everybody else was on the shit. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I remember, dudes my age or whatever, back in what, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, whatever, talking about Marilyn Manson and shit like that. I'm like, I really don't even give a fuck who that is. What? It seemed like all you motherfuckers are all about that shit, so I think I kind of, I could do without. I mean, I was listening to 70s shit back in the fucking 90s anyway. I mean, I knew, I was very familiar with, like, well, hell, even before the 70s, but I was very familiar with, like, Motown and fucking, some of the funk and old soul disco, like a lot of the 70s fucking pop and shit. Like, I was very familiar with all that.
さて一丁決めてくるか。
This is the thing I find funny. This is kind of, generational thing too. So I grew up in the 90s listening to shit from the 70s. Like, I grew up listening to, like, the Bee Gees. Well, even, even Casey and the Sunshine Band and Earth, Wind and Fire and stuff like that too. But you notice there's a lot of people here nowadays. You get these React channels or whatever. One of the big things lately, it's been a while now, but, as of the last maybe like 3 years, 2-3 years, they pull up songs by the Bee Gees, and a lot of these are, they did not realize that the Bee Gees were white.
Oh, I remember.
But
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
like Staying Alive and Jive Talking and whatever. What was it? How was it? There was that one that's always in fucking movies, always in the black movies. Anyway, Staying Alive, that's it. Staying Alive is the big one that was always in movies. I didn't know they were white. No, they were white from the fucking beginning. Like, what I thought was
funny.
What I thought was funny is my cousin told me a long time ago. The cousin, the older cousin that I was, been telling you about. He's the one that got me into the listening to that shit. He told me when he first heard the Bee Gees, first of all, he thought they were women, and because of they always sing in a high pitched voice, and then because he was questioning it, like, why are these women talking about being in love with a woman? Like, what the hell? And he realized they were dudes, and then at the same time, he thought there for a while it was the Beach E's, because you had the Beach Boys. So he thought they were the Beach E's instead of, which neither one of them had to, there was no BG. I don't even remember exactly how they come up with that name. They were most of them, all the last name was Gibb. But I just think it's funny how, I didn't know the Bee Gees were white. Like, yeah, I mean, if, this is the other thing too, and it's just kind of going off on a tangent. If somebody is so inclined later on to look up the Bee Gees, What was that fucking? So, Woman in You. Look up the music video for that. For some damn reason or another, there are random women walking around. I'm guessing it's New York City. Hell, it could have been LA too. I don't know. But random women walking around in like evening gowns and shit. And dudes just up and just walking off their jobs, jumping out of moving vehicles, you know, whatever, chasing these fucking women. It's funnier than fuck. Like, one of them, I guess, apparently was a cab driver. I mean, I guess if you watch the videos, it's like one of them was a waiter or something at a restaurant. Another was like a construction worker, almost like some damn village people shit. But one of them was a cab driver. He's driving this kind of rich couple or whatever, and they're in the back seat arguing. Like, you don't hear them argue. It's the whole music video, but they're arguing in the fucking back seat. And you could tell, like, by the dude's face that they're really annoying the fuck out of him. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he passes up this woman in this evening gown, walking down the fucking sidewalk. Motherfucker unbuckles his belt, opens the door, jumps out the fucking car. The car is still going, with the two rich assholes still arguing with each other in the fucking back seat. Meanwhile, he's done turned around and he's chasing this woman in the fucking evening gown. I'm like, now that's some fucking, that's some wild shit there. I'm like, yeah. Apparently there's women walking around in evening gowns, just making people walk off the job.
But you know, there's one thing that I do kind of like. You remember the game Double Dragon Neon? Or just Double Dragon? Does that ring any bells to anything? Because I know it's old. It's been a long time. It's a video game.
I remember playing Double Dragon a little bit. Well, this was one of the games that kind of started the whole beat 'em up kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it kind of got it kicked off. I mean, that style, I mentioned it because, like, that particular style, like, in terms of clothing, I don't really like modern day clothing. I mean, the closest thing that I can think of really liking is, like, the future tech wear. I mean, that's kind of cool, but Cyberpunk, I mean, after playing Cyberpunk, yeah, the game kind of ruined it for me a little bit, but I mean, I could see some clothes kind of looking like that, just kind of up and, I don't know.
I like the steampunk aesthetic myself a little bit better. You kind of got that, like, 1800s railroad Victorian era kind of shit mixed with modern technology. Motherfucker be wearing, top hats with a little steam engine on the top. What's this? It's from a tea. Dip his hat and fill up his cup. Like, I don't know, just, motherfuckers just be wearing big ass welding glasses for no fucking reason other than, I can't see without these.
But yeah, I mean, I like doing people were inventive, they would at least try to, it's actually kind of funny because, you get people, I gotta call this out, like them damn Uggs. You remember when Uggs became popular? I mean, that's an ugly shoe. I'm sorry, I really gotta throw that out there. Like, I think that was right around the time, like, what are those?
When the Uggs and those tight ass yoga pants and the fucking, especially when they used to wear them with the fucking vest and shit. No, I will tell you, the very first time I saw that on a woman, like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then I turned the corner and it seemed like immediately every fucking woman was wearing it. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, the first time I saw it, it was fine. Then every one of them was wearing it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. And I guess they all got the memo at the same time.
That reminds me of some weird Pirates of the Caribbean shit, like part of the ship, part of the crew.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. Part of the crew, part of the ship. Part of the crew, part of the ship. Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Just everybody went out and got them damn things.
It's like they all downloaded the update patch at the same time. I swear, like, and this is the thing, like, yeah, there's a lot of dudes out there do and say and think some real cringy shit. And for the most part, it's not without its, merit and its criticism, for this. But I'll tell you what, given the correct circumstances and the correct way, the certain way of looking about it, a lot of these women are a hell of a lot more cringy and a hell of a lot more try hard and a hell of a lot more, how I put it, simpish for men than we ever are for them. It's that when they do actually do it, it's way the fuck out there. As where men kind of have this mild, just level of, pretty much simp for anybody. But when women actually hit that level of simping, holy fuck, is it painful to watch.
Oh yeah, damn. It's just the try hard shit. I mean, the craziest part about it is, we get older, and then we start to like. Do people not understand that? Like, this goes for both men and women. Stop doing this particular thing. And nothing more embarrassing to see a 40-something-year-old try. Just stop, please. It's like you're not gonna keep up. Just stop. I mean, it just comes that thing. I'm not saying don't try to look your best at anything.
Critical. Yeah, you ain't that young anymore. It ain't that critical. Nobody gives a fuck like that anymore.
Like I've never heard a guy in my entire life tell me, she's just like everything I could want, but just the Uggs. I'm sorry. I've just never heard that conversation, and I kind of want to hear it just to see how it would go. I want to find that one random dude out just in the universe just said, he's just like having like the best conversation with a woman, and she's just like, oh, we're gonna meet later. Have fun with that. And Uggs and scarf and all. He just walks away.
Yeah.
Just for comedic purposes, just like damn it. It's just a lot of people don't care that much. You shouldn't try to keep up with the Joneses. If you want to look nice, there are tons of ways to do it. I like the old style of dress. I hate modern clothing dress. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't leave enough to the imagination. I mean, even the old pinup girl stuff had more like ingenuity than what we have now. It's like nobody's trying anymore. I mean,
the longer dresses, the actual proper blouses that didn't have the cleavage all hanging out. When their dresses had proper collars on them.
Just thrifted this vintage 1950s, 1960s dress for $9, and it fits me like a glove. I'm so happy.
I mean, it was a lot better to me. Just some level of professionalism. I mean, it's just people dress how they want in the house.
At least if the dress was cut a certain way, a lot of times they would wear the dickie underneath it.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like it had like people back in the day, they dressed with purpose. They dressed to fit the theme. They dressed with purpose. Half the time I look at people, I have no idea where the hell they're even going. I mean, really, like they're going to the beach, they're going to the mall, they're going to the seven seasons or something. I don't know. 12.
We went from a point in time. We went from a point in time in this country, in society, where nobody knows what the fuck a blouse is anymore. Now they just all call everything, like that, a top. Oh, it's a top. It's my new top. Like, nobody even knows what the fuck a blouse is anymore.
I mean,
like when we cheapen words like that. When we start cheapening words like that.
Friends want to tell you this, but there's a lot of people, I've even encountered guys, they don't even know how to put on a tie. I'm not saying you're always gonna need one, but damn.
Well,
That's all
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
gonna. I can't say nothing. I don't know how to tie a tie either. I can't say nothing on that. Fucking 40 years old.
Well, the only reason I learned because I had to go to a lot of events and funerals.
Yeah.
We got a lot of family members, you end up going places. But hell, it's just
Yeah.
simple stuff. I'm not saying it's the most important thing in the world, but it's not even. I think people start dressing for other people. And I think that's like the problem. People should dress for themselves within reason. Just in a respectful way. They want to be different, fine. But damn, have some kind of rhyme or reason to go about it. I mean, I respect earlier goths the way they used to dress as opposed to what we have now.
Well, I don't even know what happened to it now. I don't even know what the fuck's going on or the style or whatever now. But it used to be the goths and everything, and then this emo shit took over, and now they kind of want to lump everything all back in together into goth again, and they were two totally different things. I mean,
apparently there's like 100.
when I was going to school, it was goth. I never heard of fucking emo until 05, 06, some shit like that. That was my first girlfriend talking about emo this and emo that. What the fuck is emo? And she described it and everything, and I'm like, it kind of sounds to me like goth for pussies. Like, I mean, but I just didn't understand it. Like, seemed like to me, emo was like goth with sprinkles. I found out what it was later because I had to actually fucking ask a few people and do some research. So, goths look at the world and they think that the whole world is fucked up and that they just having to deal with it. Emos look at the world and see themselves as fucked up in the world. That's the fucking difference. Yeah, the goths weren't pussies about it. The goths are quick to point out how everything else around them was fucked. And they weren't really wrong.
I don't know why I kind of picture you being a bartender, just walking up to someone and go, "Here's your goth light, sir." Goth light. But yeah, I mean, I get what you mean.
We like it dark around here. Dark clothes, dark whiskey, black coffee. Don't be coming in here with that creamer and shit. So we stopped allowing white guys in here, but they outlawed segregation a long time ago. I don't know, fucking, it's just stupid shit. And my whole thing too with the goth thing was, I kind of liked the aesthetic somewhat, but damned if I'd ever be able to fucking wear that or pull that shit off. I'd feel so fucking stupid, even fucking 20 years ago when I probably could have got away with it. I mean, now ain't nothing more pathetic than a 40-year-old trying that shit, but I wouldn't even dare trying it fucking 20 years ago. And I kind of liked the aesthetic a little bit, but no. I mean, I kind of do the Johnny Cash thing in a way. I wear a black shirt, try to wear black pants or black shorts or something like that if I can get away with it. But it's not emo or not this or not that. It's easier to throw all in one washer, one load and wash them all up. They don't stain as easily. And I don't know. I don't walk around in goofy shit. Like, I just plain t-shirt and fucking pants or shorts or whatever the fuck, but I don't give that much of a fuck anymore about that, because I'm thinking more of a efficiency kind of deal, and I got more shit to worry about rather than what I'm gonna wear. I mean, if I'm gonna dress or whatever, that's one thing, and I gotta try to get some some decent fucking dress clothes too later, if I'm going to do that with purpose. But everyday thing, it's just like, I mean,
Same.
First of all, the charm and all that's gone out of it anyway. And second of all, most of these people around here, they ain't even worth impressing know-how. I mean, you try to do that shit for some of these people, and they don't appreciate it. They don't care. And if they do, they only superficially, you know, because they'd like to be seen with you, or it's somehow tangentially all fucking related back to them in the first place. So, like, it just most people ain't fucking worth it anymore.
But you get what I mean to why I mention it. I mean, I remember a time where people genuinely did dress up for whatever date they were going on, or business interview, or whatever. It had nothing to do really with the place, event, or whatever. But now it's like this me crap. Like, look at me. Like, hey, you know, it's just this glam wow crap. You know, it's just they've cheapened it. That's the point I'm making. I mean, from
when we all respected one another equally and reciprocally, we don't have that anymore. And I know part of it is you should be the change you want to see, but it's hard to respect people that walk around can't even respect themselves, let alone respect somebody else. It's not that I'm gonna go out of my way to just flat disrespect somebody, but at the same time, they don't deserve that kind of deference from me. It seems like they just living their lives, their head up their own ass, their own way. Let them deal with that then.
I've always held on to the notion. I've had to tell people this: just because I haven't earned their respect doesn't mean I've earned their disrespect. And by value of every tiny thing that I say, I mean triggering them or whatever, when it's not even directed at them anyway. I can't deal with people like that. I used to be very understanding. I mean, to the point where I try to listen to the concerns, but the older I get, to the folks listening to this, please don't take this personally, even though some of you might. I just don't care. I mean, my version of respect probably wildly different from our version of respect, probably wildly different from yours. Like, mine's definitely different from modern day people. I mean, I feel like a damn caveman, like that cartoon Spear and Fang. That is how alien I feel to it, because I see so many things and words and all this other stuff that never played a role when I was growing up, because you were either hot or cold, never lukewarm. I'd rather deal with the hot and cold and damn lukewarm crap. I don't like disrespect, but I also don't like the fakeness either. People try too hard to be real, that just makes it worse. Just, you know, people just need to, you know, they can have their opinion, they can have their belief, you know, and I respect their right to do whatever. But I'm not gonna affirm somebody's bullshit. I won't do it. I mean, if I'm forced to do it, it's just gonna make me dislike you more, because that's giving somebody like power that no one should have, actually. Okay, so you don't like so-and-so, you're a-hole, move on.
Godo, how did you decide to become a blacksmith? All been illuminated by sparks.
To be honest, it was never earned. They wanna demand respect over some arbitrary shit that they either, well, that they, some shit that they've clung on to because they can't quite accept who they themselves are as they are. They're gonna make up some bullshit, cling to it, and then expect everybody to fucking respect that. It's like, well, you don't even respect yourself enough to accept yourself for who you are. No, you want to switch everything to fucking easy mode and then bitch at everybody that don't fucking accept you because you couldn't accept who you were, so you had to change. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they sit on the top of the junkyard heap, you know, ranting, raving, and barking at everybody that walk by. And the thing about it is, they might win some battles that way, but eventually, time passes, things get old, and no one cares. I've seen this before, you know, a bunch of smart-ass people in their teens, 20s. I've yet to encounter one that wasn't crying by the time they reach mid-30s and up. It's always tears. Never, it starts with like a weird bitterness, like the Grinch Stole Christmas. It starts like right around that. and then it
Oh,
leads
yeah.
to just them bursting into tears, just at total random. I've seen this shit. It's some. You're never really quite ready for it, you know, because they realize they done burned every damn bridge possible. Nobody's willing
Yeah.
to really do nothing for them like that, and it doesn't even matter whether they were right or wrong. It's just everybody's so tired of the you know, the theatrics, to the point where it's just like, okay, we leave so and so alone. Why? We'll find out why in the
Yeah,
next episode, you know.
It's not even worth it to engage anymore.
And yeah, the people who watch this, please stop being needlessly disrespectful to other people. Like, even if you're right, just accept it what it is. Some people are not gonna change their opinion on things. And honestly, when I see some of these hate channels, for example, if someone like dedicated an entire channel to hating my guts, or even so much as 2-3 videos, I would deem that person to be crazier than anything I've ever joked about. That's crazy. Cause I mean, just a hate channel. I mean, all the things you could be doing with your time, you do that. I don't know whether that's a sick form of flattery or some love obsession. I mean, then again, there are people that receive love letters in worse places.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Imagine being that devoid of, I don't know, self-respect, self-worth, fucking, you know, whatnot and whatever, to basically fill that void with the hatred of somebody else. Like, can't find nothing else to do, so I'm just going to hate on Fox. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, that's the crazy part about it. And they act as if they're dealing some form of damage. It's like I've seen like little YouTube videos like that before. Well, it was at this precise second, somewhere between 5:05. He was fucking wrong. Okay, maybe he was. No. And this is why we're gonna make 10 8-hour videos about it. Because he was wrong. If he was wrong about this thing, what if he's wrong about everything? What if the universe really is an asshole? It's like some fucking, you know, what's those name? Like the question from fucking Justice League. It's just like, I'm halfway expecting the manifestation of this dude to just appear out of nowhere when he was digging through Supergirl's trash. She was like, you were digging through my trash? Please, I dig through everyone's trash.
yeah.
Come on. Who would gain from all this?
Who indeed?
What does any of this have to do with my dreams?
If I'm right, you're part of it. You're going to need my help. I'm going with you.
Hold your horses. No one asked for more help. This whole trip might just prove the kid shouldn't eat nachos before bed.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
How did you... What? Do you go through my trash?
Please. I go through everyone's trash.
It's okay. You fell asleep.
Excuse me if I bore you.
Hey, lay off.
It was just so normal for this dude to be on some weird conspiracy thing like every 5 minutes. I mean, even on the times he was right, he's like, there's actually 32 flavors. Who in the hell would want to know this? I mean, I just laugh about it, but that's the world we live in. That's how people fight now. I mean, younger me, if I had had such access, I would have, I don't know, maybe barked back or something. But it's getting old. Like things get old, and you got people going around the internet going, this 60, like they did this to Keanu Reeves, for example. He has a dad bod now. How old is that man? Like 60 damn near? No shit. Let the man swim in peace, or whatever the hell he was doing in that picture. People don't know how to leave other people the hell alone. And they don't stop until it's become so nuclear and some of them do it on purpose too, you know, for views and all this other shit. They don't stop until it's become
Oh yeah.
so insanely nuclear to where it can't be reversed, and they get off on it. And so I avoid people like that. I had a friend, motherfucker, was on every damn form of social media. Same dude, you know, just it's. I think it's like a people problem. If people don't want to adhere to any kind of role, fine, make your own. But if it doesn't work, then that's on you. It's just, I would tell people about this. Like, take accountability. It's, you know, that's the thing I'm on a lot of time, and even with the project that I'm working on right now. And maybe that'll be a separate thing in itself. I can't wait to show the viewers this. Something I've been working on for about a little over a year. And I hope that it's enjoyable. I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. I mean, I'm sure I'll probably be saying this again, unfortunately. But if you like it, thank you. If you don't, then you don't. But please do not drop a paragraph speech in that. I'm not gonna read that. Like, I felt like there should have been more backhands in here. I felt like there should have been more basement. Oh shit! Yep, there we go. You know, that's the whole thing. You get that teed off. I don't care. I mean, like, there's a thoughtful comment, and then it's just overboard. You got the grammar. You know, people all over the place. I mean, that's another thing I didn't understand. Like, when the hell did we reach this weird point to where everyone's trying to correct the grammar on every comment? I mean, how depraved somebody gotta be? You know, they're scrolling down the thing like, he misspelled the word mofo. Damn him. Well, he obviously got a rise out of you at that point. Shit. I mean, we're going trailblazing that. But yeah, I mean, I just remember a time where people used to value family. And my thing about it is, if you don't value family, hey, more power to you. Live your hedonistic or hermit, whatever you do, just live it. Shit, do you. And that's, cause I'm gonna do me. And that's what needs to happen. You know, a lot of people complain that we have too much individuality. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's due to people being too individualistic. I believe it's just due to people not doing that. I don't think anything about this falls into the category. I mean, to be selfish is not inherently individualistic. You're just doing, especially when you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Hey, I just screwed over them. Oh, well, you also screwed over yourself. Pikachu face. I mean, this shit. I don't even know what to call that. Just, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? I've been like raving for a while with this.
Oh, I mean, pretty much on the same page you are. I just. The whole thing is, people got to understand that doesn't everything revolve around them. Certain things can exist outside of their existence or outside of their approval. I mean, you know, there's a certain group of people, you know, well, if you don't like what we're doing here, then why don't you make your own stuff? So a lot of us like, okay, let's make our own then. And oh, you can't do that. Like, well, you told us to make our own. I think you were so adamant about us not being in the same room or in the same, you know, I don't know, building club group, whatever, as you over there. Like, okay, we're gonna make our own over here. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. But I don't know, like some of these people just act like somebody fucking died and you know what I mean,
like somebody shit in their damn breakfast. I mean, I met people like that. I give the elderly a pass. I mean, all respect Ellie and whatnot, and respect people's stuff. But the one thing that kind of, I'm sorry.
That's saying, who died and made you boss, kind of thing. Like somebody died and endowed them with all these, I don't know, powers, opinions, whatever the hell that must be followed. No, who died and made them boss? Like, I'm sorry, it's not all about them.
They want to lead something, but they don't want to deal with the freaking consequences. People know of the concept of being a leader, but they don't want to actually deal with it. You got people that really believe that they are or have been bestowed that type of thing. I get we all have bad days. Shouldn't be something that's really glorified. I mean, yeah, it sucks. You have people, I've genuinely met people who virtually never had anything really bad happen to them, and they had just stuck on prick mode. For whatever reason, it's like they turned that dial all the way over and broke that sumbitch right the fuck off. And they just stay right there,
all their life,
like busting them.
They spent all their life looking for shit. Looking for a reason to be pissed. Looking for something to pop off on.
I just can no longer be around that. I used to go to Ren Fair with some friends. They ruined that. I don't know why. Like everyone knows a guy like this. I don't know. Dude gonna follow me around like Renaissance Fair. Oh, you gonna pay her back? You gonna pay her? Let me break this 100, dude. Are you gonna pay her back? It's between me and this person. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but if people keep this up, I'm gonna start having an age requirement for who I hang out with. It's getting that bad. Jeez. It's really getting that bad because, like, I mean, it might be 35 and up or something at this point. It's just, it shouldn't be like that. And people know what it is. Or maybe some people weren't taught that, but they definitely need to learn. If they don't, they're going to have a very, very difficult life. And despite what others may tell you, being an influencer has a very tiny window. That is the smallest window you could possibly hope to fit through. Like, man, this is just, I hate that term so much, to be honest with you. Just when I was growing up, we didn't have a term like that, and if we were to say, if 18-year-old me back then were to say something like that, either to a family member or someone trying to hire me, it just really seems like a fancy way of saying, I mean, people shit on artists. Like, oh, that's a fancy way of saying you don't have anything going for you. Yeah, and calling yourself an influencer is kind of a fancy way of saying you ain't trying to have anything going for you. I mean, if we're gonna split the hair right down the middle, that's a very thin line. That's all I'm saying with that. I
don't understand. Influencing what, though? I mean, what influencer? Influencing what? Like, what profound thing do you have, profound knowledge or profound way of life do you have that you must influence and you must, like, I sit and review lip gloss and look at the crotches of celebrities, like, what are you influencing? Your cleavage? Like,
I mean, that's the thing. I never got.
So how many times you can jump on this trampoline in this sports bra before your tit flies out? Like,
I mean, that's the thing I can never quite figure out. What the hell are people like? I've asked this question to even would-be influencer. I never get a straight answer for that. Like, what do you influence? What do you mean? What am I influencing? Yeah. What is your main goal there? To get people to see that this is a good way to be. Okay, well, why do you look unhappy as shit daily? I mean, is it not working for you? I mean, like, is there something you'd like us to know, Mr. or Mrs. Influencer? Is there something you'd like to kind of dole out there?
Explain, yeah, well, I'm just like, explain that to me. Okay, why is this a good way to be? Please extol the virtues of your way of life, oh great one.
Man, this reminds me of that damn term life coach. I mean, that's right up there too. I'm sorry, I know people say this online, but I have a little bit more respect for the influencer. If I'm ever sitting down and I ask someone like, well, what do you do? I mean, you engineer, you whatever? No, I'm a life coach. I will dead ass look at that person, get the nearest coffee, take a sip of it, stare at them again, and they might even ask, what are you doing? Well, right now I'm influencing this coffee to wake me up because I think I might have developed postmortem or maybe deafness. And I think I'm going to life coach my way out of this situation. That is not a good look. That is a very crappy thing to tell someone in passing. It's so scary that the fact that even when I hear it, I feel like I'm losing money. You hear something so crazy, you go,
I mean,
I gotta go check my bank account.
I don't know what's worse. This whole life coach, or I'm gonna teach somebody how to live, or the fact that we're to this fucking point where people feel like they need a coach to tell them about life. I mean, for the most part, for all intents and purposes, wasn't this supposed to be, our fathers?
Yeah, last I checked, it was a father's job to teach at one point, or a parent's job or something, because I've had to quite literally cut people like to the quick almost before they even come to me with that. Because they'll, like, it's weird. I've had friends my age and younger try to talk to me from the perspective of a parent to me when they're the same age as me. It's
yeah.
I can't explain. I mean, it never happened to you. That's weird, isn't it? When somebody does that. Like, I kind of just look at them. I give them this weird look. Thank you, senpai. I will never go unnoticed again. I swear I'll never roam again. What the hell is wrong with these people? They don't even have their shit together, but they're gonna conduct you. And word to the wise, to the people, and I'm not judging you where you go, who you listen to, what you do, whatever. But think about this for about a moment. Why would someone be interested in air quote life coaching you or influencing you to your benefit? What actual thing do they gain out of that? I mean, apart from getting paid, maybe. I mean, do you really believe they're gonna go on and just, I feel so good inside? No, it's, there's an old saying, learn how to cut your lawn before you tell me how to cut mine. It's really crazy, but a lot of people need to be told that. Because I've had people try to patronize me at things that they don't even do. Things that they don't even care about. Things that I might not even care about. I just said it to be saying it, and they jump on it like a damn frag grenade every time, chest first. Like Captain America.
Yeah.
They act like they're just Captain America in life, pretty much. Ask them. Jumping on every damn grenade possible. That's my issue with a lot of that. And it's crazy. That's why nobody learns anything. And so, I hope that someday, I know I'll probably be an old man, and I want to throw this out there. For those watching this isn't us ranting, raving. This isn't one of those speeches. It's not like a post, boomer tirade or anything like that. It's just saying we hope that some normalcy is achieved soon. Because here's the reality of all of this. Someday, God willing, I'm going to be an old man. And I would like to be able to look back on my life and say, I have a few regrets here and there, but it was mostly somewhat enjoyable. And if you can't do that, or you're living in constant fear of that particular moment, then I suggest you get right with yourself. Don't take our word for it. Go look in the mirror and get right with yourself, because life coach shit doesn't work. I can tell you what's good for me. I cannot tell you what is good for you. Neither one of us can do that. You shouldn't allow someone to do that. It's great to be around people and inspire you and go, hey, this is how I did it. But, it goes along with the unspoken rules and stuff, and this is what people have forgotten. This is what irritates me.
Yeah.
There's no more sages. We eliminated them.
Yeah.
We pushed them the hell out. Pushed them right off a damn cliff.
Yeah, there was a certain code of conduct. We had a certain, yeah, you're right, unspoken rules, unspoken conduct, you know. Shit wasn't as complicated. Everybody just kind of knew. Well, we also had that, like I said, we also had that kind of reinforced and passed down from our fathers and shit too. And when somewhere or another we decided that fathers didn't matter in this society, that, you know, masculinity was somehow the bane of everybody's existence, we kind of lost touch with all that. I mean,
Yeah.
we had.
I never thought I'd.
I mean, we had our mothers. We had the, you know, the feminine to kind of help set the rules. We had the masculine to help enforce it. But yeah, we're at such a situation now where, I mean, like, you know, we were saying too, off and on here a time or two between the both of us, that that saying or that went, like, yeah, women kind of created the rules and the men kind of enforced them. But as that saying goes with Mike Tyson, you know, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. We don't have that lateral enforcement of the rules anymore. People just going off, doing their own thing, acting a fucking fool, and nobody really around to check them like that. So you still got a lot of these people, and a lot of these men too, want to enforce rules that really were, for all intents and purposes, for the women to be the ones to kind of make. And like I said, don't get me wrong, this was back when they actually earned it because they had the respect. They actually earned the respect to be able to make the rules like that. But now there's nobody around to even enforce it, so people are going off the fucking rails.
And I noticed two funny things about that. There are men who keep trying to force those particular rules onto men. And might work in the West, but when they travel to other places, they get giga checked. Like Giga Bowser, giga checked.
Oh, yeah.
Super Smash Brothers style. To where, and I've heard horror stories about that. He came over there and they told us that we were not going to do this. We looked at him, smiled, and now he is going home. We tried to avoid the ambulance as the fight ensued, but accidents happen.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they do it with here, but they know they're not gonna do it. That's a whole nother ball game, depending on where you go. So they're trying to play enforcer in the wrong way, and like one did not earn the respect for it, and the other one's trying to play enforcer in the wrong way. It just seems kind of crisscross, and that's, I hate to say it, but that's how a lot of people are ending up hurt. You can't create a rule that you do not respect nor follow. It's the same as this. If you know that somebody grew up eating beans and rice, you don't have to eat beans and rice. That's what he eats. And to expect him to magically change this for you, well, it's not gonna happen like that. And if it does, it's gonna be resentment out the ass every time. That's with anybody.
Yeah,
you cannot change people.
But to expect somebody, to expect your life to turn out the same way that somebody else does when they eat beans and rice, you know, for example, like, oh, well, you know, I eat beans and rice. I say, you know, I save my money not eating other shit. Well, they can't come along then and go, well, I don't like beans and rice. Okay, you don't have to eat beans and rice. But you got all this extra money. Yeah, because I eat cheap. Well, but I don't want to eat cheap. Well, I guess maybe you ain't got nothing to bitch about then, do you? Like, either eat beans and rice or find something else or shut up. Like, don't sit there and cry foul because I'm living a certain way, but you don't want to live that way. Like, if you don't want to live that way, that's fine. If you want to find alternatives, that's fine. But, yeah, don't fucking sit there and piss and bitch and whine if somebody's got or living or has it a certain way that you don't, but you're not willing to actually do those things that dude has done in order to have that.
It's kind of like this, like, and I laugh about this a lot. It's like, I would say this to anyone with this type of mentality. I want to date a millionaire. Okay, are you a millionaire? No? You working on being a millionaire? No? Okay, then we've figured out that you're not getting that.
What is it that you can offer a millionaire that can't nobody else offer? They themselves can't buy or obtain themselves. Like, you know, like you gotta. I mean, something. You gotta have something. I mean, hell, I don't know.
I mean, hell, I had a friend pull that crap from me when I was younger. She tried to turn it around and go, and to the folks out loud, don't be mad at me for saying this. This was funny to me at the time, probably funny now. She goes, well, what about you? What? You're not a supermodel. I was like, okay, well, let me eat a little bit more. Never claim to be, but you know, if we're gauging on who's closer to a bulimic supermodel or something, okay, let me eat a little more, let my tits get bigger, and then we'll have an argument finally. You know, you're gonna be in it to win it. I mean, just hell. I mean,
yeah.
Either you in the competition or you're not. Simple as that. You can't have one foot in one battleground and then another foot over here, and then like that's like trying to ski with two boats. There's nothing bad gonna happen.
Yeah.
My foot in one boat and my foot in another boat. I don't think anything bad gonna happen going top speed.
Yeah.
Hell, you know, I laugh at it. People really do need to kind of stop being delusional and kind of live within their reality of what it is. Because it is what it is, and we were who we were. And,
well, I mean, this goes back to what we were saying earlier too. What I heard somebody else saying is that for some reason or another, we're down to a point in society where everybody thinks they're the fucking main character. They're the movie star of their own fucking movie, and they don't realize that, no, you're just a player in this big cast of fucking shit. There's no main character. There's no, like, but everything's got to relate to or pertain to or have something to do with them in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's, you know, whatever anybody else is doing, well, then they obviously must be doing that because they want to spite me, or they didn't confer with me first, or like, you're not that important. Not you, you know, you're not that important. You're not, you know.
I had a joke for this.
Again, it goes back to who the fuck died and made them boss. Like,
this is what I laugh at. I used to make a joke when I was younger. I had people on the floor laughing a long time ago, back when Dragon Ball Z was even more popular. I said, man, because there was this chick that freaked out and cussed out this guy at Comic-Con. And this is back when I was like in full cosplay outfit. People started busting out laughing because I said, damn, everybody thinks they're Goku until they find out they're actually Krillin.
Yep.
They find out they're the side character.
Yep.
And they not quite too happy with it. Just, yeah. Unlike everybody, I've accepted the Gohan life. I've accepted, you know, Gohan on a good day, Yamcha on a bad day. I've accepted this. I'm not trying to toss the spirit bomb. The spirit bomb. I'm not trying to, like, you know, got our hands together. No, I'm good. I'm perfectly willing to let Goku and Vegeta handle that.
Well, this is the thing, you know, for every you know, bit of praise or whatever that he gets for, you know, the good shit he did, then there's all the bullshit he had to deal with for missing the spirit bomb too. So, like, if you ain't willing, you know, what was it? If I'm trying to think of that stupid Marilyn Monroe quote and kind of how to relate to, like, if you don't accept me and my spirit bomb, you don't deserve me. You know, fucking when I defeated the Red Ribbon Army or some shit. Like, you know, I mean, you know what I'm trying to get at there, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's just the crazy, you know, the damnedest thing. People are unwilling to accept that like accept the fact that there are different forms of masculinity. Like, I believe that Vegeta and Goku perfectly represent this. Vegeta is more of the, I'm gonna yell at you, but I'm actually trying to help you kind of guy, drill sergeant.
Yeah.
My many members of my dad's side of the family, they were military, so I knew they meant well. I mean, the kind of stuff, because I gotta say this to anybody watching, people get up in my face. That doesn't intimidate me. It makes me laugh at you. My dad's a fucking drill sergeant. You don't think I didn't get that early in life? Because if you were gonna do something you'd have done a long time ago, I mean, if anything, I just kind of I just nod and I don't know if I've adopted this weird kind of foreign mentality. Oh yes, yes. And what you gonna do? Nothing at all. I'm going to continue doing what I am doing. Oh, you are standing in my way. Are we fighting, hugging, or what? What is this, romantic? I mean, they get all mad at me. Is a rom-com? I mean, I just don't care. But yeah, it's weird. I mean, my dad mellowed out. We had that Vegeta thing. We had like a Vegeta Trunks thing going on. And he kind of mellowed out. He realized I wasn't He realized that I wasn't like a Trunks. I was more of a damn Gohan. He finally kind of eased up a bit. Because he had high expectations. He wanted me to do certain things, but I didn't want those things. And having a stranger tell me that I should want those things is even weirder.
Yeah.
So I don't think people understand that. Like, a lot of people need to stop that walking on people's face thing. Like, you're not going to get a warm approach to that. I mean, I just kind of. It's not even like an element of fear. I feel it's a weirdness. I feel like, why are they doing this? It's like you barely tap. I'm like, poof. Oh my god. I don't understand that. But it's just.
Yeah.
It's like that's something that a scared person typically does, in my opinion. Like, I've never had to get up in anybody's face. I can't remember the last time I've ever done that. I mean, I state my case. They walk up to me, and I just stand there. I'm like, okay. Like, I now know that they could never handle the shit that's been said to me. I mean, because I've been cussed out before. I mean, they really chime into you if you got like military relatives and stuff. They really kind of reaming you with the shit. But it's just going back to different types of masculinities. There's different types, and anime, in my opinion, perfectly shows different types of femininity. Okay, you want to be the girl boss, whatever, cool. I wasn't hating on the existence of that. It's the fact that I don't want to see that being replicated in every instance, which is why I don't watch most movies nowadays. Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
I know
but
how it's
you
going
also
to end.
You also have to understand, or they have to understand, that there are, with every archetype, with every personality type, with every this, that, and whatever, there are certain things that are afforded to you then, and there are certain things that you don't get then. And yeah, you can be the girl boss and this and that and whatever, but you have to understand that for a lot of people, it turns a lot of people off. So, like, a lot of this, soft girly girl deference that gets given to you, and the willingness of a lot of people to then step up and take care of you and kind of be the protector and provider, you kind of don't get by virtue of, well, now I've done basically stated this is the way I want it and this is the way it is. Well, I mean, okay, that's the way you want it. Well, now you don't get to claim cry foul later on when you want to all of a sudden change your mind. Like, there's a certain criteria, there's a certain thing you've done and set yourself up for that now there are other things that just aren't going to be afforded to you by virtue of you making the decision that this is the way you're going to live your life. Well, sorry. I mean,
Yeah, that's the thing, I mean, hell, this, as annoying as the character Cheech she was, I have to give her at least 1 point in one particular thing. There were times when she got mad where it was quite legitimate, like, because it had to do with the family's protection. It wasn't an act of selfishness. I can respect that when it's for someone else. I mean, she kind of represents that old school kind of thing. Like, look, we need to go to a tournament. We need money. We need food. I mean, like, the only time I ever thought Goku should have cussed out was that whole get a driver's license. Like, bitch, I can fly. Well, I
Oh
can't. Well,
yeah.
that sound like a you problem. Shit.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that was a shit show and a half. Because didn't Vegeta try to get his license too?
Yeah.
That was a shit show and a half.
Cause hell, I mean that was the whole thing. It didn't make no sense to me. She said, "Oh, you need to grow, cause I need a car for groceries." And I'm like, "These two don't shop." And yeah, well, we can fly. I mean, he even mentioned it. We can fly. Well, I can't. I'd have told her, okay, that sounds like a you problem. Hell, at that point, I mean, got a better chance to teach you how to fly than me getting that damn car. I just think, I respect people that prioritize the family in a healthy way, but if it's out of pure selfishness, guy or woman, I'm not going to respect that. You're not being a boss when you all about you.
Yeah.
It just comes off as weak and uninventive. And it's not something
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, they could be that in their own regards. I mean, but to all the people who really promote this, boss thing, consider this for a moment. If you're this mighty, all-powerful boss, why do you need other people to be on your program? I mean, can you just do well without it? Why everybody else gotta get with the program? You are the program, right?
Yeah.
At that point, kind of start questioning the power structure at that point, and the forces that may be. But that's the whole thing. But I can say, because I know I trailed off a bit, that anime did have its values. We gotta give it. The anime taught me more values than any of the other damn shows growing up. I mean, especially.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. I mean, kind of like, at one point we really got to do a deep analysis on Inuyasha. I just not thought of that. Damn.
Oh no, we were talking about it. It just I had to finally finish it after all this time, and I did finally watch the last of it.
Yeah, one of these days we should just do a deep review on it, because there's a lot of stuff about gender, or just character development in general, that could be easily displayed in that. Like, my favorite character to this day in the Inuyasha series, I like Shippo and Miroku. They had a good thing going. It had a good plot, and hopefully with the new one, it'll keep the ball rolling. But yeah, maybe we can do one of these days. You could do an anime review or something. I just not thought of that. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an idea. But yeah, I guess this video is nearing almost on the 2-hour 20-minute mark, so I guess we can call it. I think we kind of knocked it out. Onward from the 1900s all the way up into now, things have changed. I'm not romanticizing the past. I just wish we had kept nice elements of it. Believe it or not, there used to be a time where men and women actually used to like each other. You had men working, women taking care of the finances, make sure everybody fed, and everyone. It wasn't a tit for tat thing. It was just people gave a shit. That was it. And now it's just, what can I get out of it, kind of thing. And it's sad. But until something changes, everybody's just gonna be doing their own thing, and maybe it'll be for the best. But I know if anything does change, I'll be an old man, and by then it won't even matter. I'll be in a damn rocking chair, and like little kids will go, "Uncle Kazi, Grandpa Kazi, what was it like when you were growing up?" Well, there was a bunch of dudes running out there trying to act like hard asses. We had a lot of popcorn funerals. Thankfully, I'm not with them, but I was there to, eat my popcorn as they were lowering that damn motherfucker into the ground. And as for the women, does your aunt still hate me? Yeah, she says you're an ass. Well, at least I'm still, hopefully, outlived that one too.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's his tradition.
Be the last man standing. Feel walking through a graveyard with 2 middle fingers up in the air. Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I lived all my enemies. We gotta find a nice spot to lay in, you know. Fart on somebody's stuff on my way out. But yeah, that's all I can really think to have at it. But for what it's worth, man, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. To everyone that's watched this video and made it to this long,
Shit,
the
no
people.
problem, man.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
no problem, man.
I really appreciate that. I mean, life works in mysterious ways. I mean, I met good friends like Mike here later in life. It was only after my life took like a really dark turn that I met real friends and got rid of the fake ones. And my thing is, even with all the bad stuff that you've heard us both rant and rave about, and we're not really angry, we're just kind of indifferent to it. We're tired, if anything, if you got to give it a label. But
We've hit a point of disillusionment. I mean, we're even beyond disillusionment to, well, there's really not a whole hell of a lot we can do or say about any of this. So, I mean, we might as well just forge our own way and, you know, create our own path, create our own rules. I mean, not in a, you know, misanthropic kind of, you know, just screw the world and we're out to cause as much mischief and bullshit as possible, but just, you know, hey, all right, let people do what they're gonna do, because I mean, some people are so dead set in their own beliefs and in their own ways, and like you know, with some of these people, you know, and I don't know, I really don't want to say like I fantasize about getting into an argument with these people, but like I also know that at the end of the day, like it's gonna be hard to deal with people like this, and my whole thing is, and I'm gonna tell them, you know, because it's the way I feel. Like, look, who died and made you boss? Who died and made you supreme? You know, ruler over everything. You ain't shit. I ain't shit. Like, I go sit here and tell you all this. I ain't shit either. But you know, at the end of the day, I ain't shit either. It's just I'm trying my best to get along on this mud ball whizzing through space like the rest of everybody else. At the end of the day, I want to get through this, you know, with as little bullshit as possible. You know, have as much fun as I can, you know, without going overboard and, you know, neglecting the you know, the important things in life. I mean, if I piss a few people off along the way, so be it. Like, that's not really that I necessarily mean to, but you're not gonna please everybody. You know what I mean? To think you go through life, and that's one of the big, you know, one of the big problems with a lot of these people too is they want no conflict, they want no this and that, you know, so they want to just go through life, you know, not having to deal with
any kind of, you know, adversity.
But yeah, they a lot of people want this just sanitized, safe, whatever. In the moment anything questions their sensibilities, questions their worldview, hell, even puts a mirror up to themselves and go, you know, maybe, just maybe, the way you see things isn't 100% correct. Like, maybe there's some room here for, like, hey, you know, maybe you could be wrong about a few things, perhaps. Oh no, these people fucking lose it. They want to tell everybody else how to live. They want to tell everybody else what to do. But, you know,
it's something people
try
should
that
consider.
shit on them.
And they can't handle it when it's thrown back at them. You know, it's something people need to consider. I know me and Mike, we say things that may trigger or offend people. I understand, it's all in good fun. We don't really hate nobody. But by the same token, consider this for about a moment. Sometimes people can go out of their way to air quote, not be offensive to where you actually are. And I want people to leave this video thinking about that.
That's the bigotry of low expectations. That's assuming because somebody might be in a quote disadvantaged position that, well, all of a sudden that means that, you know, that means this, or that means it's like, I mean, the whole specific thing, this is what's ridiculous to me. Remember when they had that shit, you know, we had the, I'm gonna try to dance around it a little bit, the ice cream social back at the end of 2020. And they were saying that in order to attend the ice cream social, you had to have a government issued identification. Oh, but certain people in certain communities, well, they just don't have identification because they don't know where the post office is, or they don't know how to get to the post. It's like, then people ask them, like, you have ID? Yeah, of course I have ID. You know, there's a certain people that out there that think you don't know how to get ID, don't know how to, like, function in society. And these people, like, it's crazy. Like, you know, never heard of such. It's, they really tend to believe that they're the ones, the great saviors. They have all the knowledge, and that people they're disadvantaged because they're so stupid and they can't function without them gracing them with their intelligence and their charity. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Rick and Morty episode where they had the dinosaurs visit Earth. Like, oh shit, they're wearing clothes now. I mean, have a somewhat stable society now. Damn. I mean, the dinosaurs were so obnoxious with their own shit that they failed to realize they're the reason these planets were ending in the first place, because, that comment and stuff. So, in the process of air quote doing good, because they didn't actually analyze what they were dealing with or even make a real attempt to understand, they created problems as they left. You can't be this universal savior. You can't save everyone. You can help people, but you can't save someone. But if you're able to truly save at least one person, that's a good start. You might only achieve, in my opinion, I think a person can only achieve to save maybe one or two people throughout their entire life, maybe. Yeah, it's very rare to just say you genuinely save somebody. You can't save somebody from themselves, but it's a rare thing. And I want people to think about this going forward, because I'm working on something that I think's gonna, be able to, spear tip that rock and maybe make a breakthrough. And I hope everyone's able to enjoy it. Me and Mike are both working on something pretty cool. I don't want to spoil what it is though, unless
it's still gonna be a little bit. Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a long while, but someday we're not putting like a direct deadline on this, but just be on the lookout for something interesting in the far future.
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to it. And yeah, I know we went on for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes again, but fuck it.
We got a lot done today.
I feel good about this.
We kind of recorded this one right after the other one, though. I mean, by the magic of the internet and editing, you'll probably space them out. But yeah, we did both of these last videos here end to end, so.
Yeah, back to back. I mean, so I guess collective almost 5 hours. So hell, man, that might be a record somewhere. But thank you, thanks, like a lot, man. And
oh yeah, no problem. Man.
I'll try to add some clips in this if possible, and get a good close in there for everyone. I'm getting into the swing of things, and I appreciate every viewer that I get. I may only have 50 something subs right now, but I appreciate anyone that comes by here and watches. And more subs I get, the more stuff I can throw out there. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there any final thoughts you want to add in before we, end this?
Not that I could think of, honestly.
All right. Well, in that case, everyone, have an awesome. What is it? The 28th or something.
It's the 29th where I'm sitting, but you're a couple hours behind me, so it's still like the 28th for you. But yeah, it's like 2 in the morning on Wednesday for me.
Well, hell, in that case, I wish everyone a pleasant 28th, 29th, possibly 30th if you, that far ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll be around. Hopefully I get these videos out in some kind of due time. But yeah, everyone, have a good one. And peace.
Peace.
Shikamaru, what did Asuma-sensei ask you to do?
Their child will be my student.
Huh?
I'm being serious. He entrusted me with that. I heard about Master Jiraiya. Having lost my teacher just like you, I understand exactly what you're going through right now. But whining and sulking won't make things better. Face it, both of us are way past that point in our lives.
What do you mean?
Asuma-sensei imparted a lot of knowledge to me. Some lessons were important, some not so much. It didn't matter. The same for you, right? An infinite number of priceless things. So I think it's time for us to step up.
How so?
To stop being students and become teachers. It's gonna be a drag, but we can't keep complaining. Eventually, you'll be the one paying for the ramen, and someone will be calling you Naruto-sensei. After all, we can't stay brats forever. Not if we want to become cool shinobi, like the type of shinobi that Asuma and Jiraiya both were.